Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with Mastermind Agent, and I'm super excited to talk to you today about the Listing Agent Summit. I want to give you a quick tour inside so you can see what's going on, and I also want to give you a quick message about why I'm doing this summit. Let's talk about that first. Why am I even doing all this work to put together this summit for you? Well, it's because I think it's going to be hugely beneficial for you because something similar to this was hugely beneficial to me. I'm going to go back real fast and I'm going to talk about the story really quick. But in my career, I was stumbling along trying to figure things out for several years. And the turning point was when I started to listen to the top agents and simply copy and mimic what they were doing and apply that in my business. And things turned around very quickly for me. Now, I must admit that even though I started to pick up on the top agents and their ideas, I did resist some things for a while still. And eventually I decided I needed to improve my listing presentation. And I noticed this fellow out there, this top agent who was doing incredible things. He was closing about 200 transactions a year, really liked his style. And I started to research what he was doing. And I found out that he had a videotape that was out there. And this videotape, at the time, this was many years ago, it was very expensive. It was just a 1 hour videotape, but I wanted to get my hands on that. And I did, and I ended up purchasing that thing, and I watched it back and forth, and I immediately applied it into my business, and things really took off. I started to average about 5 to 10 listings per month after that, and I built up through some trial and error and got it up to I had 21 listings in 30 days, and that was 21 different sellers, by the way, at 21 different kitchen tables. And so that experience was so amazing for me that I always thought I need to do something like that again for the folks who are listening to what I'm putting out there today. So I decided to go out there and put on this Listing Agent Summit. And we went out and talked to not just one, but 14 of the top agents in the nation to find out exactly what they're doing. So let's go ahead and do the reveal. Let's walk through, and I want to just give you a quick idea of what's inside the summit. And by the way, if you go to www.listingagentsummit.com, here's the screen you're going to see, and it's going to tell you all about the summit. And I'm not going to bore you with all these details right now, but I do want you to go over there and I want you to go over there and read through it and see everything that's going on and make sure that this summit is going to be the right thing for you. Again, you'll notice all these incredible speakers right here, and their performance is just phenomenal. Let's do this. Let's jump into the summit itself. All right, so this is what you're going to see inside the summit, and we're still working on all the details. We're cleaning everything up, but this is basically what you're going to see. We got these 14 top agents talking about how they list so many homes each year. They're listing dozens to hundreds of homes a year themselves and with their teams. It's really quite incredible. So let's just walk through and see kind of who's talking and what you can find out about. So you got Eric Hatch here. He's going to talk about, for instance, his in-office appointments, his 85% show-up rate, and 70% sign-up rate. And you're like, well, geez, is that good or bad? Well, let me just give you some information. Eric sold 516 homes last year worth 108 million. He's on track to do something north of 600 properties this year with he and his team. This is Eric himself. He's going to walk through his presentation, exactly how he's training his people on how to do their listing presentation. You're going to hear all these incredible concepts of what Eric has to talk about. I just want to point this out. Each one's going to have a video, and then you can also download audio that you can take with you, the MP3 audio, and then also there are all these handouts. For instance, Eric has his entire listing presentation that you can just download and look at. You can take those ideas and apply them to your business and make them part of yours. How cool is that? All right, and then we're going to go down here to Chantel Ray. She's also speaking. Chantel is incredible. She and her team are on track. No kidding, they're on track to sell 1,300 homes this year. I was really hard to say. 1,300 homes. And Chantel's going to talk about her 10-minute listing presentation. She's going to get into all those great details. Let's keep this moving quickly for you. So Brian Macker, he is incredible as well. He does a lot of his own listings. 75% of his business is sellers, and he has a 77% sign-up rate. He closed 235 homes last year. Check this out. Look at how much he tracks his stats. He won on 231 appointments and listed 177 homes last year. That's where he gets his 77% success ratio. And he's going to go through exactly how he does it, exactly what he's asking, what he's presenting, the materials that he has. It's pretty cool stuff. And again, you have handouts below that you can follow along with what he's doing if he goes too quickly through the video. We got Melinda Estridge. She's going to have her question-based listing presentation. She uses staging as a competitive advantage. Look at all the handouts that she has for you to see exactly how she pulls that off. It's really cool. You got Nate Martinez. He's going to talk about his launching a house into the market with his Apple marketing system to get these quick, fast sales. And they're maximizing the dollars, often getting multiple bidding situations. And Nate knows what he's talking about. Look at this. He sold 616 homes in his best year, worth $68 million. These people are at the top of their game, and you're going to be able to take their ideas and apply it into your business. You got Patrick Tuttle. He's going to talk about building rapport with video, email, and his in-office listing appointments. It speeds up the process, brings people in, gets things going quickly. He's going to talk about how he does a lot of the preliminary work now online. He's having sellers fill out online questionnaires. He's sending out emails with FAQs. So by the time they meet, it's a very simple, quick appointment. They're already pre-sold. Something else that's really neat, if you know anything about the DISC personality profile, yeah, Patrick is an S. He's a high S personality, and yet he's still closing all these transactions. So if you're a high S and you've been told that only Ds can succeed as listing agents, you're going to find out what Patrick's doing to make it work for him. It's pretty cool. Then we got Paul Wheeler. This is really awesome. Paul's going to talk about his 3-option commission plan. He gives 3 options, and then he's going to explain why everyone chooses the highest rate. It's incredible. Now, Paul's has this concept of the servant heart selling, and you're really going to want to take a look at that. He likes to give people lots of options, educate them, make sure they know what's going on. He's going to show you how he does that. And the other thing he has is this OCR, which is he wants to give sellers options, consequences, and then recommendations. Really great way to sell, and a very a soft, easy method. There's no hard selling at all going on, and it works very well. Paul sold 248 homes worth $35 million his best year. Again, the system works very, very well. Judy Jackson, really cool. Judy sells with enthusiasm, and you're going to hear that in her voice as she's talking. Plus, she's going to talk about how you can set it up so you will never work a weekend again. You'll never work a weekend again. This is so cool. If you are a listing agent, you are able to structure your life and your business in such a way that you can take those all the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday, spend it with your family, and enjoy that time together while everyone else out there is working. All the other buyer agents are running buyers around to bring them to your listings and put together offers. And she's going to show you how you can make it that those offers do not have to be responded to over the weekend, and they can all wait till Monday. She's going to show you how she set that up, how she sets it up with the seller, sets it up with all the other agents. It's really, really cool. You're going to want to check that out. All right, then we got Shane White. Here's Shane White, and he's going to talk about why he'd rather be that first agent getting in the present, and how he's does such a great job that he's able to convince the seller to hire them on the spot and cancel any appointments that are behind him. You're going to want to check that out. He uses a lot of trial closes as he moves along. He's got a 76-point marketing plan and 67 ways to prepare your home for showings. All those documents, as you can see down here, are things that you can download and take a look at. Really cool stuff. All right, we have Steve Cohen, and Steve Cohen's going to talk about how he lists homes in his office before he ever looks at the house or gives a price. He's going to get a signature from the seller and get hired before he ever takes a foot in that house or gives any kind of price. Really amazing. He's going to talk about his beauty pageant concept and grocery line concept. All these things are awesome. By the way, Steve Cohen has been listing properties in his office for 9 years. This works. He has the system down. You can find out what he's doing. If you've ever thought about doing listings in your office, this is the guy to listen to and talk to. All right, now we got Shar McCullum, and Shar is going to walk through a logical, well, let me just give you this one idea. She's going to talk about how to logically show the seller why discount brokers will be more expensive than her full rate. Did you hear that? It's incredible. She walks through the logic of why that's true. And in fact, down here you can see she's got this handout at the bottom called Debunking the Discount Broker Myth. That's the document. It's a one-page document that she uses to do that, and you're going to see exactly the process that she uses, her script for walking people through it, and why it's so effective. So if you've ever had a challenge of going up against a discount broker and the seller can't figure out why they should hire you, this is the way you're going to figure out how to solve that dilemma. All right, so by the way, that's probably worth the cost of the entire summit right there, how to get over this challenge of going up against the discount broker. All right, but let's keep going. So we got Bob McTaggart. Bob is going to talk about his 10-step process for listing more homes. He's a very logical guy. He's going to walk you through his system and how it works. He's going to show you how you go after your ideal client and make sure you're not working with people you don't want to work with. You're going to figure out how to attract those people and make sure that they end up signing up with you. And then he also goes into this ugly CMA, which is really cool. It's super effective, and it is kind of odd looking, but it's super effective and at getting people to list their home at the right price, so you can get these properties so quickly and they're not sitting out there because they've been overpriced. So Bob is going to help walk you through that. We got Wayne Turner. Wayne came up with this idea, I got to say, I've never heard of before. And I've heard of a lot of ideas. I got to admit, I've been around a long time. I'm kind of getting old. I've heard a lot. I had never heard this one, and I think it is just brilliant. If you've ever gotten to the end of a listing presentation and the seller says, yeah, I like everything you said, but I want to think it over. I want to think about it. Wayne has the answer for you. I call it the step away technique, and I think that's what he called it, but that's just how he described it, and it's incredible. It only takes like 3 to 5 minutes, and it turns this I want to think about it into yeah, let's do it right now. So you got to check out what Wayne does with his step away technique. It's really, really cool. And then we got Denny Grimes, and Denny Grimes is I call him kind of the philosopher. He goes out there, he's talking about all these big concepts of how you make sure that you're going to list these properties at a high rate and at the right price and make sure everything comes together. And he's going to go into all these details as well as a lot of big picture concepts of how to make that work, how to get your confidence up, how to make sure you're moving forward and doing this thing right. All right, so that's from Denny. And then I guess I showed you, so I wasn't going to show you this, but I got a surprise bonus. I got an extra session. We have one extra speaker that popped up, said he really wanted to talk to everybody. So we got Josh Anderson. And by the way, this guy's not a lightweight. Sold 239 homes last year. He personally listed somewhere around 125 of the properties and sold over 100 of them. The guy is really, really sharp. He's going to talk about his entire system, and he's going to talk about these handshake agreements that a lot of the top agents are doing. They're doing handshake agreements at the end. They're not even getting a signature at the end. They're doing handshake agreements, and they're getting an electronic signature a day or two later. Josh doesn't even give a price when he goes out there to meet him. He gets signed up, and he gets this agreement with no price. A lot of the folks are doing something similar. They're getting their service sold, and you're going to learn how they're selling their service and getting hired for what they do, as opposed to say what the listing price is. And if the seller's just going to hire you on list price, well then whatever agent says the highest price, that's the one that's going to win. So this is going to show you how to get beyond that and get hired for you and your services. Okay, so let's do this. I know we're running low on time here, and if you have to go, I understand, but let me just show you what's inside one of these videos. Let's go up, and they're all so awesome. Let's start here with Nate Martinez. And again, I just want to give you a big picture. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. It would take an hour and 41 minutes. Let me tell you that, by the way, these are not just little 2-minute videos with nothing in them. The shortest video I think is 35 minutes. The longest video is 2 hours. Most of them are somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half. These are these incredible top agents coming forward and helping you out because they want to give back, and they are showing you their entire process for listing homes from the time that seller raises their hand and says, I want to sell my home, all the way down to when they get the signature on the contract or a handshake agreement, and then move towards to the electronic signature afterwards. But you're going to see that process in there. All the speakers are going to go through that process. Now, Nate actually went outside of that a little bit, so that's kind of interesting. He actually shows you some of his marketing that generated those leads and some of the marketing afterwards, so that's kind of cool, and that's why I'm going to show you some of it. He went a little extra, and it's pretty cool. So we're going to start off here with the beginning, and you have a little intro.
Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with Mastermind Agent. Today, top agent Nate Martinez will demonstrate his listing presentation.
So I'm hoping you heard that. That was just the quick intro. And again, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I just want to walk through and kind of show you what's in here. And wow, let's see. We've started off with the marketing that Nate does. And he's going to show you samples and examples. And by the way, you can look at all of his marketing down here of what we're seeing on the screen here. But he's going to walk you through this. For instance, is his intro form, his intake form. So when a seller calls in, they say, yeah, I want to sell my home. He walks them through this form. He knows it helps him make sure he asks all the right questions. Then he can listen to what the seller's saying and make a lot of good notes and not worry about what the next question is going to be. He's going to ask all these questions and make sure that everything gets set up in the right way. And you're going to be able to see that form. It's right here, listing info for the seller. Nate even gave you a buyer info sheet, but you got the listing info for the seller. That's that seller intake sheet. And then let's kind of move along here. And then he's going to talk about his listing presentation itself. You got to see the actual booklet. And by the way, right there, listing presentation. You can download this booklet and see the entire thing because it's quite lengthy. You can see all the cool graphs and information he has in that booklet to sell himself. By the way, Nate's going to do a role play. He's going to walk through that, and I'm going to be the seller, and he is the listing agent, and he is going to list me into his program. So it's pretty cool. You're going to hear the actual language he uses. Here's one of the things he talks about in the middle. He talks about the property brochure for one of the for the seller and what it's going to look like. And notice how cool it is, how he uses this really awesome photography. He talks about this, how he likes to take these dusk pictures, this gorgeous blue sky in the background, how he gets the driveway to look like it's wet and really shiny, how he gets the lights. Nate said that this is the way you make homes sexy. You sell homes by making them sexy. I thought that was awesome. And he's going to show you how he did it. And you got the property brochure here that you can check out and take a look at. So he's going to go through, he's going to go back into his presentation, explain more information and graphs, how he's getting pricing right, etc. And then we're going to get all the way down to the Q&A. And we have a section where he just answers all my questions about his presentation. As well as this, every single speaker is going to go through and talk about the 3 major objections and how they handle them. So Nate's going to do that as well as everybody else. So here are the 3 major objections that you may have bumped into in the past. The number 1 objection is, I want to list my home for more. I want to price the home higher. I want to test the market. I want to push that price way above everybody else. You're going to hear how the top agents in the nation handle that objection. The next one that you commonly hear is, I want you to do this work for a lower commission. I want you to reduce your commission. Somebody down the street can do it for less. You're going to hear how the top agents in the nation handle that objection and handle it well. And then the final is, you're going to get to hear about the objection of the stall, really, where they say, I want to think it over. I want to think it over. You're going to hear how the top agents address that, dig, find out what's going on, resolve it, continue, move forward, and get a signature that day. Really, really cool stuff. All right, last part, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show you inside of one of Nate's marketing pieces. Check out how cool this is. And you can see what Nate's doing, and he talks about why he does it this way. There it is. He talks about why he does it this way and exactly how he pulls all this information together, what information he does include and doesn't include, etc., to get that phone to ring. And then we got that listing information form, that seller intake form, and you're going to see his exact form, all the questions that he uses. By the way, you're going to get to see this for all the top agents. Pretty cool stuff. And then his listing presentation itself, you're going to actually be able to download this pretty big file, but there it is. And you're going to get a checkout. It's such a big file. I hope it doesn't kind of crash my system. Oh, there we go. You're going to get to check out all the marketing, and I know I'm going through this kind of quickly, but you can see all the things that he's talking about and doing, the representation, the examples, the marketing, the statistics, everything out there in the market for why he is the guy to hire. It makes you look like a pro. It increases your odds of getting the job. All right. And then we talked about you get a copy of the property brochure, and then the just listing card he shows as well, an example of a just listing card, what's on the front, these really cool pictures, and then what's on the back. Again, the information he does and does not include. So wow, I know I covered a lot. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, but I really want you to know what was inside the Listing Agent Summit that's coming up here Saturday, September 17th. I would like you to join us if you want to learn more from the top agents. And we got 14 of the top agents in the nation going through their listing presentations, showing you exactly what happens from the time that seller raises their hand and says, I want to sell my home, all the way through to the time they get that signature, how they handle objections, what they present, etc. Really, really awesome stuff. If you want to increase your game and improve your game in listings, get more listings, get a higher percentage. Let's say you're already getting a lot of listings. What if you could just increase the percentage and the number of people that are signing up and signing up quicker? What if you could speed up the process? What if you could handle more of those objections and get them to sign right away? What if you could do a 10-minute listing presentation? So you got to check out Chantel's presentation on that. Anyway, if you are interested in that, please join us at the Listing Agent Summit. Just go to www.listingagentsummit.com. Again, you're going to see this screen and go in there, and I guess I should show you that. You go down here and you learn all about it, and then there's a couple of these buttons somewhere along the line. There they go. There are these pink buttons. Let me in. I want to buy my ticket to the summit. So you can click there. You can click here. If you do that, you're going to go to a screen where you can buy your ticket and you can come join me, Mike Cerrone. There I am at the summit. Love to have you there. Again, just go to www.listingagentsummit.com, and I hope you'll come join us for the Listing Agent Summit. Have a great day. Bye now.